Russ, we're back again today with another look at our hopes and our dreams for what titles that our favorite boutiques should be putting out to the public. There are so many great boutique labels out there, and every month we get showered with great releases and titles. But what about the films that I want? Every time I know that they're about to announce, I'm always like keeping my fingers crossed that there's at least one in there for me.
I know.
At least one.
Every time I check, I always have my fingers crossed that there's one for you also.
Thank you, Russ, because
I don't even like movies. I'm just checking it for you.
Maybe the people at home will agree with our selections for what we feel Arrow should put out next, and Scream Factory, Vinegar Syndrome, and all the rest of the big boutique labels that we love. We selected boutiques for each of these movies based on who we felt would handle them best, do them the best justice. So to all the major labels out there watching, this is our wish list. Let's get on it. I feel like sometimes we can predict.
I take full credit for Point Break existing on 4K.
You two have produced exactly squat!
I would personally love to see Arrow release a Ultimate Collector's Edition of The Love Witch. I think it has more cult love than maybe these boutiques are aware of. I think due to the artwork, the style of the film, I think it would sell on blind buys.
Yeah.
And you've seen it, dude. It is a fantastic film. It looks incredible. I want to see this film in 4K yesterday. And in my heart of hearts, I want a beautiful collector's box that Arrow does of this film. I've gone on about this film many times on this channel.
You picked up the Umbrella one, right?
I picked up the Umbrella one. I have the North American release, but they're all Blu-ray.
I know, baby. I know.
I think Arrow would do a great job with the transfer. It'll bring out all those lush reds and pinks. It's a very colorful and striking film visually.
I mean, out of all the companies that we're going to cover, I feel like you're not aiming too high. I feel like they would do it justice, and I think they might be outside of maybe like a Second Sight, I feel like I could see Arrow doing a really great job.
I almost put it for Second Sight.
Yeah, I could see either one, but I feel like that style, that like hard outer box inside, with the features, the transfer that they would do, a 4K one at that, I think that would be nice.
Thank you for letting me know.
I kind of struggled with Arrow, I feel like, the most. I think this is impossible, but it's a wish list. I would want them to put out Terminator.
Hey, I think this guy's a couple cans short of a six-pack.
I could see them doing Terminator like RoboCop, where you get the Terminator steel as well, and like all of that kind of stuff. Terminator in that style, hard box, booklet, all the imagery and behind the scenes stuff they could put in a booklet. Everybody comes back to talk about it, I'm sure. You don't even need James Cameron, but the studio is probably going to milk that one. But I could just see them doing a really awesome edition of Terminator.
I don't know.
When I was thinking Criterion, obviously we have to bring out our inner film snobs. We're trying to pick a lofty one. I went in the exact opposite direction. Thanks to our channel, someone pointed out that House Party was actually put into the National Library of Congress. At first I kind of thought they were joking. I looked it up. No shit. House Party is in the National Library of Congress for culturally important American history.
It's like that, huh?
So if it's that important, why the hell have we never gotten a Blu-ray?
Yeah.
So I want this on 4K. And if it's that important, I want Criterion to do it. And then I started thinking more on it, and I was like, that actually makes sense. They did Risky Business. They've done Dazed and Confused. They've done Breakfast Club. They've done the cream of the crop in terms of teen comedies. House Party is definitely up there, and it was shafted upon initial release due to it was a, black film. It didn't get promoted the same way the John Hughes type movies did.
I cried 2 tears in a bucket. Fuck it.
Criterion also put out Cooley High, which House Party was always compared to, probably because, again, it's a black teen comedy with some serious elements to it. As soon as I thought about it, it made so much sense. I can't imagine another label doing it. Dude, House Party to me is like what everyone felt about The Abyss and True Lies. All that is in existence is that Snapper Case Warner Brothers DVD that I've held on to for a quarter century now. Dude, even if they just hit me with a blue, I'll gladly pick it up. But I want to see it in 4K. Criterion, do the right thing.
I smell pussies.
My selection for Criterion that I would love to have it in 4K, it's in my top 10, is 21 Grams. I feel like that is a good, perfect fit for them. They did one Iranatu film already, which was Amores Perros, which I have. They did that on Blu-ray. That's in their wheelhouse, and I feel like this film definitely is. But that's one that I'm always like, come on, is this the month? Like, is this the month they're going to put another one of his films out, or at least this one in particular, because I absolutely love that movie.
I'd actually say for his filmography, maybe after all these years, that's an underrated, unsung film.
I already obviously liked Naomi Watts and Sean Penn and Benicio del Toro in their own right for whatever they were in. But when I watched that, it just really made me appreciate all three of them as actors like so much more just because of the weight of the movie that they were carrying.
I like what you did there with weight.
Like that, 21 grams worth of weight. That's right up Criterion's alley. I don't need anything fancy hard box. I need something classy for that movie. That's what it deserves.
Yeah.
Next up would be Film Vault. How about that?
Vault. And I struggled with Film Vault the most. Film Vault just specializes in reissuing, essentially.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with that, but that's what they specialize in. So when I think of a classic film that I was not happy with the release, I picked up on 4K, not with the transfer. Everything looked beautiful, but as concerning the artwork, I want a Clockwork Orange from Film Vault.
I could see that.
Tell me you can't picture that immediately as soon as I say it. Every shot in A Clockwork Orange is iconic. Damn near every scene in that movie is iconic in some way.
Yeah.
You can have so much fun with the artwork. It's a no-brainer.
It is, I agree.
People who haven't even seen the movie could picture that.
It did get like a collector's edition release on Xavier, I remember. It was like a little bit of a thicker thing. Did you get that one?
I screwed up and got the Titans of Cult one. And that was where I decided I will never buy Titans of Cult. Actually, I think that was my first and last Titans of Cult purchase. Jesus Christ. I'd rather get a dented steelbook than this.
I struggled with Film Vault too. What do you think about Saving Private Ryan?
No. No, that one I saved just for me.
That's the
I
one
totally agree with you. I saw Saving Private Ryan for the first time 5 months ago.
Yeah.
So I don't own any iteration of it. I would pick that up.
I think that makes total sense for them too. It's kind of like some of their more dramatic ones that they've put out. I think I could see Saving Private Ryan in there totally. I don't even know that I have it on 4K.
You do.
Do I?
I watched our video. You have it on 4K.
Oh yeah, that's right. Thanks, Russ. But yeah, Saving Private Ryan for sure. I feel like that would be a great pickup.
Then that's my mission.
Kino Lorber, Russ. Kino Lorber. What do you got for Kino?
Kino Lorber was a little difficult for me also. They don't specialize in, like, let's say one genre. They
don't.
They run the gamut. This one I had to narrow it down, I think, the most. I had a lot of selections. I settled on another beloved 90s cult film that, again, strangely has never received any special treatments on physical media. And I'm going with Romy and Michelle's High School Reunion. I want a Kino release of that with a slip, some retrospective features. I'll even jump on there and be a film historian, Matt. It's such an eminently rewatchable flick, dude. What are your thoughts? I don't think you and I have ever discussed
I've never seen it.
Oh, dude.
I've seen bits and pieces on like TV and stuff. I saw it as like, oh, that girl from Friends. I don't know if I want to watch a movie with her.
Why are you always such a nasty bitch?
I think I watched it more because of Mira Sorvino. It feels like an 80s film, dude. And it is referencing the 80s because they're going to their reunion. But this is a genuinely funny movie. I think people forget it's rated R. There's harder language than you're probably expecting going into it. The heart is there. And like I said, it's one of those movies you could just play on a loop.
Yeah.
It is endlessly entertaining and lighthearted and inoffensive. It's a comfort film. It is the perfect comfort film. And again, this is kind of a theme with my choices. I'm going for these very, vibrant, poppy reds, and, lush neons, very colorful film. Just in their wardrobe alone. I think that's the perfect release for Kino.
I think I've got the perfect release for Kino.
Don't be flattered. Be frightened.
Demolition Man. 4K Demolition Man.
I don't know, dude. I think Arrow.
You think Arrow for Demolition Man? You think they're going to pick that up?
I could see Arrow doing Demolition Man.
You don't think Kino could? Some of the action titles they've been putting out lately?
If any label releases any of our titles, we're happy.
We're very happy.
We're happy.
I could just see all the recent things they're putting out, all these 90s action. I don't know. For some reason, I could see them.
Fair point.
I thought about Under Siege 2 when we did our movies we want on 4K. I think I mentioned that movie specifically coming out on Kino, but
people love Demolition. I love Demolition Man. I think that's an Arrow one. But you know what? When you were just saying that out loud, you know what would be a good Kino release in my mind? Tango and Cash.
Oh.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Let us know in the comments. Do you think Demolition Man is worthy of an Arrow Special Edition or Kino? That's a good choice. I just think maybe you're underselling it. Dude, Demolition Man has a lot of love.
Exactamundo.
Moving on to Scream. Scream Factory.
I'm going to hit you with one, Matt. This is a deep cut. And I think it fits in line with all the bullshit Scream Factory's been unleashing upon us in recent years.
Okay.
The Stephen King 1997 direct-to-TV. I don't even think this had a theatrical release. The Night Flyer.
What's this shit?
This one has a lot of love. I'm not alone. It is so fun. It's better than a lot of Stephen King's theatrical output from the same decade. And our boy is badass in it. Grizzled, like kind of miserable.
Listen to me now. I don't have friends.
Dude, it looks great. I would love to see it cleaned up. I think Scream Factory has been doing a lot of this, either remakes, reboots, sort of TV miniseries, Stephen King stuff. I think it's right up their alley. I know this is a sought after title. They would do good by the community if they release this on 4K or even the Blu-ray. Make it a site exclusive.
Rest in peace, Miguel. I had a pick that I was like kind of on the fence, would Scream put this out? But then I said to myself, you know what? I think they would. You know, it's not completely horror. It's not completely sci-fi. Like, you know, sometimes there's some stuff in the cusp that they put out. So for Scream Factory, I picked Sphere.
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't want it. But you're right. Does it fit in?
Does it fit?
I wouldn't be shocked. You're right.
I think it could go.
It could.
And I want to see Sphere come out. Who wrote that book?
Crichton.
Yeah. He also wrote
Congo.
Yeah, which I also like.
Oh my God.
I don't know why.
When you said Sphere, I was thinking in my head, I was
Congo?
like, I could actually see them doing Congo as Scream Factory. I've never seen either. But
Dude, you're right. I think I could see them doing Congo. I would want to buy Sphere, but maybe not Congo though. Give me a Congo steelbook and a Sphere regular with a slip.
Growing up, I read the book, but I never saw the movie. Jurassic Park hit when we were 11 years old, and I read that, and then I just kept going, dude. But I read Rising Sun, Andromeda Strain, Congo, Sphere. And what's funny is when I was that age, I liked Sphere the most, but I never watched the movie.
To this day, you haven't.
Never seen it.
We thought it was Jerry. It's not Jerry, it's Harry. Harry's Jerry.
Does Harry know this?
What do you got for Second Sight?
I flip-flopped on Second Sight. I have a sneaking suspicion that your pick... Matter of fact, you go first.
Okay.
Because I have a sneaking suspicion what I almost went with is going to be your pick.
Everyone knows, you know, I've said this 1,000 times, that what I really utmost want, no matter what, is Under the Skin. And I've said it 1,000 times, but I want to remove that from the conversation because I've said it way too much. So I wanted to pick something that I also really would want and thought Second Sight could put out really well. And for me, that's A Ghost Story.
Wow. I wasn't expecting that. I didn't even know you saw that movie, liked it.
I really liked it a lot. I think I've actually watched it twice, and it really surprised me how emotional it was for what it was. I think it came out on Blu-ray, but I don't know.
It did, I own it.
Like a 4K would be awesome, but I think just thinking about what Second Sight puts out, I feel like I could see them doing a pretty decent, you know, release for that with the box, the digipack, the booklet, the cards, whatever. I think that this movie lends itself to that, and I think Second Sight would do a great job with it.
That's an excellent choice. I didn't even think of that. Honestly, I could see Criterion doing it as well.
I really don't want to talk about this anymore tonight.
You know what I decided to go with?
What?
Late Night with the Devil.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
I know we're early in the game. It may get a proper release in the future, but as of right now, what I've seen of Second Sight and the type of movies they do, I think Late Night with the Devil is ripe for their treatment.
Such wise words.
I already adore what Umbrella has done with it. If that was 4K, I can just see Second Sight. It feels right.
Yeah.
It just feels like Second Sight.
So let's have it, Second Sight. We know you're watching.
What do you say, Night Owls? On with the show, huh? Yeah.
Shout Select.
My dream for Shout Select, Matt. Okay, I'm gonna set a realistic one, and then I'm gonna up the ante. Up in Smoke, the Cheech and Chong 1978 comedy masterpiece.
Okay.
Classic film, best stoner comedy of all time.
I feel good, man. Wish we could have something to celebrate, man. You got a joint or anything?
I watch it at least once a year. I laugh every time. I know it by heart, but it's one of those movies you can't just think about the jokes. You have to watch Cheech and Chong do it because they're making me laugh. You know, you got to hang out with them. They're my buds. You know, I've been watching this movie since I was in the 6th grade, but I'm going to up the ante. I want a Cheech and Chong 4K box set of all their theatrical films. You don't have to include solo ones. I'm not asking for Born in East LA or Far Out Man. I want Up in Smoke, Next Movie, Nice Dreams. You can even throw Corsican Brothers in there. The main theatrical films that Cheech and Chong put out, a box set in 4K. I will give you all the money in the world.
I'm blind!
And the reason why I say Shout Select, they put out Cheech and Chong's Next Movie, their second one. And it was cool for what it was. It looked great, had a few features on it, but again, a set. Especially while they're still alive.
Yeah.
Get them together and let's get a retrospective on their entire filmography and their legacy. These guys are legends.
That's heavy lifting for Shout Select.
It kind of is. It kind of is. You're right, man.
What? Shout Select's like, hey, do you know who we are here?
They're in charge. They're in charge of Cheech and Chong's whole career.
We put out twins with no features. But that is a good wish. Give it to us somewhere. Give it to us somewhere. My pick for Shout Select, I had 2 in mind, but I feel like my number 1 definitely would be Throw Mama from the Train. I feel like I could see them doing that movie.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, 4K would be awesome, but even just like a redone Blu-ray even would be, new scan or something would be cool for me. And I don't think there would be any special features. It'd be just bare bones and fine. Maybe just a new transfer, maybe some film historian, audio commentary, whatever you want to do. But I feel like that works.
For all you labels watching, Matt and I volunteer ourselves. We are film historians. We'll do a commentary on anything you want.
My runner-up was Ruthless People.
I would buy that.
Yeah, dude.
That's a great one.
Yeah, it's my runner-up.
That's part of the Zaz team.
Yeah,
man.
I could see them doing that.
That's a forgotten title. That's something Shout Select. Oh, good choice.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
choice.
You. So then closing it out, Vinegar Syndrome.
I want to hear your Vinegar Syndrome.
Okay.
I feel like maybe I had an easier time with Vinegar Syndrome.
I knew right away what I was going to pick.
Oh shit.
But I'm in the VSU mindset.
I am too with
mine.
All right. I don't know if mine's worthy of it, but I would like that.
Okay, because I mean, Vinegar Syndrome, Severin, their catalogs are sometimes way out there for things that I'm aware of, but their VSUs, I'm like, oh yeah, I know all of these usually, and they're right up my alley. So for my Vinegar Syndrome VSU pick, I would go with Over the Top. Another Stallone pick. But dude, Over the Top, I could see that being a VSU. Bloodsport aside, which we've already talked about a lot too, and maybe they would be the company to put it out, I would buy that instantly. Just to say that never happens. Over the Top is the VSU that I would want to see and buy.
You could have convinced me that actually exists, and I just missed the news.
Come on.
I mean, that sounds absolutely right.
Robert Loggia?
Don't try to clear your conscience at my expense.
What's your Vinegar Syndrome pick, Russ?
So I want a VSU as well.
All right.
Freddy Got Fingered.
I wish I was dead! Oh!
4K Vinegar Syndrome. Preferably a VSU, but it doesn't have to be. And I want them to treat it like it is Citizen Kane.
But it doesn't make any sense, okay? It's fucking stupid.
The cult love is out there. I'll go down rabbit holes with this film sometimes and just watch people analyze it and discuss it. I notice things in this movie every time I watch it that I've never seen before, and I've seen this film at least 20 times. I want a serious observation of this one, like a serious essay, a serious analysis on it. And I also want the silly analysis. You know what I mean? I want to deep dive into this film from every aspect. I want commentaries, interviews. I mean, there is just so much to discuss here. I would want a featurette just on the soundtrack.
Pick up the brand spanking new soundtrack for Tom Green's hilarious and controversial movie, Freddy Got Fingered.
Dude, the music in this movie, he's got so many like punk rock classics in this goddamn film. The soundtrack's incredible. Tom Green was kind of a pioneer in what people on YouTube do every day now. You know what I mean? And Freddy Got Fingered is this weird Hollywood version of what the future is in terms of stupid comedy. I don't know. There are so many ways you could analyze this movie, and I want to hear everyone talk about it, and I want to see it look and sound incredible, which Vinegar Syndrome does as well. No other label will do this film. If they do it as like a site exclusive or a bare bones release. It's trashy, but there's a weird class to it that I think suits them perfectly. And the fans want it. I am not alone in wanting Freddy Got Fingered.
You're gonna be so proud.
Proud?
Proud.
Is there any other labels? Did we miss any? I thought up a Sony Steel, but I know we didn't talk about that ahead of time. Can you think of one off the top of your head or no?
Well, one that just popped in my head might be the one you're going to say. Is it just one of the guys?
Fuck yeah.
Yes, I know. That's what popped in my head. And normally I would never think that in a million years, but I'm sitting here like, Real Genius, Fright Night, Last Dragon.
I mean,
we're circling the time period. We're circling the genre. We are.
We're so close. We drop this all the time. I just want to keep putting it out there. I want to keep putting it out into the universe that's another title that I want to see in 4K. A Sony Steel would be perfect. Come on, Just One of the Guys. Come on, Sony. Give me that Just One of the Guys. It's what we need. And we need all these others.
You know what? I'm going to class it up a step further. Criterion could do it.
Can't you hear what you're saying?
Dude, I would shit my pants.
Think about the point of that movie and like the message of it. That's why I liked it so much as a kid. It actually felt, you care at the end of that movie. You give a fuck about Rick. You give a fuck about her and that the story about being seen as a true writer, not just as a girl. You know, like
the brother goes through a whole arc.
Compared to other movies of that time, I always felt that film had a good, it handled the dramatic tone very well.
You hear that, Criterion? That's what we need from you. Whoever's out there watching, we need that and all the rest of these great titles. And if you like this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe.
That's right.
Thanks for watching, and let us know below what titles you would like to see come from these boutiques as well. As always, I am Matt.
I am Russ.
And we'll see you
at Best Buy. That doesn't make sense. We'll see you at Walmart. We'll see you.
We'll see you at Groove.
At Groove.